Alrighty, Alexander. So apologies, buddy, for this video taking a little bit longer than expected, but that's okay. Because we're going to talk about your hitting mechanics versus the guy who we watched in the last lesson, okay? And that's going to be, his name is Mike Trout. He plays for the Los Angeles Angels. They're in the same division as the Texas Rangers. And he's probably going to be one of the best players that has ever played the game. So it's always a great example to use of his swing and how it kind of correlates to our swing. So what I'm going to do real quick, Alexander, is I'm going to compare both of these videos, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to go over our steps and how Trout does them, and then from there, we'll go into it. So let's do it. Go for it. All right, so let's take a look, first of all, step one, or actually, let's summarize step 1, 2, and 3, okay? If you take a look at Trout real quick, right? We take a look. Trout is centered to the plate. Right, if I were to draw a line right here to the plate, actually, that's not a good one. He's centered down with the plate, especially if I finish. So he's centered with the plate, right? That's first thing. Second step, he is far enough so that when the ball is right down the middle right here, as we can see, he makes great connection with the ball, right on the barrel. So there's step 2. Step 3 is that he's squared up with his feet. If you take a look right here, squared up with both of his feet right there. So there's step 1, 2, 3, and we're about to get into 4, as you can see, right? Take a look right here. If we take a look at Trout's bottom half, what do we see? He's squishing the bug right there, right? Squishing that bug. There's that spider down there that he just keeps squishing over and over and over again, right? So now let's go into a couple of other things about his swing, right? I want you to take a look at his lower half, right, versus your lower half. Take a look at how he gets into his back leg, right? So if you could see, Alexander, this almost looks like the letter A, right? And that's what we really want, right? Where if I were to draw a line straight down his body, we notice that everything is centered, right? That's what we want in our lower half, right? And we take a look for you real quick. If I were to draw everything centered, if you notice one thing, all of our weight is going downward to the ball, right? We don't want to look down. If we take a look at Trout's weight is going towards the baseball and up, right? Because what he's doing is he's using his shoulder and his hip right here to get that natural tilt on the ball and allow that ball to ride, okay? So that's the first thing. That's his lower half. Now let's take a look at his upper half real quick. If you take a look at his shoulders, right? If you notice, if I were to draw a line right here, our shoulders are pointed down versus Trout's have a tilt up to them, right? So that's what we really want to see whenever we're doing this, right? Whenever we're hitting, we want tilt, right? We don't want to go down to the ball because that means that the ball is going to go straight down into the ground, okay? So that is the second thing. The last thing that I want to take a look at is take a look at his bat path, right? If you take a look, his bat path is very much hands stay connected, extension, and out to the ball, right? And if we take a look at ours real quick, our hands go down and then they try to basically come right back up and then they chop down at the ball, right? So what we want to do is we want to connect this back elbow right here to our rib cage, and from there we want to connect it, and then as soon as we're going to the ball, we want to extend out to the baseball, okay? Just kind of like how Trout does here. If I were to put a ball, let's actually do this. If I were to put a ball on a tee right here, right? This is our tee. I know it's not a great example, but as you can see, he goes and he extends out to the baseball, right? So that's kind of the couple things that we're going to be talking about in our couple next lessons. But other than that, Alexander, you're doing a great job, buddy. Keep it up, and I look forward to working with you next lesson.